Today we are going to learn 5 new English vocabulary. Let's get started. 第一个是 quirky. 第二个是 ubiquitous. 第三个是 disparage. 第四个是 confiscate. 最后一个是 articulate. Quirky.
奇怪的，古怪的。
Quirky. She has a quirky sense of fashion that makes her stand out.
她有一种古怪的时尚感，让她非常独特。
She has a quirky sense of fashion that makes her stand out.
Many of Major Livingston's poems were written for his children and published in New York papers and magazines anonymously or under quirky pseudonyms such as...
The only one we could find is just this really small quirky candy shop across the street from our location.
This is actually one of just many very funny, quirky, tiny character performances.
I'm not some quirky character who exists just to give you an epiphany.
What about the other man, the quirky character?
Because you're quirky and odd.
He's endearing and quirky. I have a weird quirk with dessert.
You see, my associate here, Mr. Clark, he has a quirk that I find interesting.
Ubiquitous.
普遍存在的，无所不在的。
Ubiquitous. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society.
智慧型手机在现代社会中已变得无所不在。
Smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society.
Your campaign is backed by billionaire philanthropist Miles Braun, founder of the ubiquitous tech giant Alpha, which now has dozens of companies from...
Before the success of the ubiquitous human-sized police robots, there was a bigger bad boy on the block, the Moose.
I just think if entertainment is going to be this ubiquitous, it can't be this devoid of humanity.
Says it's so ubiquitous these days that a world without it is entirely too fictional.
And, she was ubiquitous on television.
Football's ubiquitous in Texas.
Disparage.
贬低，轻视。
Disparage. Don't disparage her achievements just because she is young.
不要因为她年轻而贬低她的成就。
Don't disparage her achievements just because she is young.
So then not only did I insult the CFO, I managed to disparage the CEO's honorary degrees, and I'm pretty certain I alienated the rest of the intern pool.
And what I think is if you're trying to disparage me to score some points, then you should have the guts to say what you mean.
But at the time, I did not think that it was in the department's best interest to disparage a fellow officer without additional...
The important thing is I am here for you, so we can mutually disparage this unpleasing third party.
How dare you disparage my opinions?
Young lady, if you live under my roof, you will not disparage Versace.
Why would I disparage a company that has made me rich beyond my wildest dreams?
I know what it's like to be disparaged and persecuted.
Confiscate.
没收，充公。
Confiscate. The customs officers confiscated the counterfeit goods at the border.
海关人员在边境没收了伪造商品。
The customs officers confiscated the counterfeit goods at the border.
When the war came along, the ring and everything else they owned was confiscated.
And before they confiscate this evidence, you should come over here and peep this.
The authorities say they've confiscated large quantities of marijuana, heroin, and pills.
Nevertheless, the money may be raised by the confiscation of Jewish wealth and property.
Hey, if you find any drugs, you guys get to confiscate. Now let's talk about the illegal confiscation of lands.
I'm regrettably obliged to move you on and to confiscate your earnings.
Articulate.
口齿清晰的，清楚地表达。
Articulate. She was able to articulate her thoughts during the debate.
在辩论中，他能清楚地表达自己的想法。
He gave an articulate presentation that everyone understood easily.
他做了一个口齿清晰的报告，让大家容易理解。
Our ability to extract emotion from performers, helping them to articulate their voices and visions to the world, is irreplaceable.
A bunch of articulate teens sit around and deconstruct horror movies until Ghostface kills them one by one.
Sure. He's handsome, articulate, age-appropriate, and apparently gainfully employed.
You can just speak slowly and articulate, and I can read your lips.
I read a story he did in the 5th grade about his dying grandfather, and it was raw but articulate.
But in fact, as a rather articulate, clever child and fit to plead.
Science demands articulate readings, exhaustive inquiry.
Your ability to articulate never ceases to amaze.